This is your new segment. That's all there is. What's in the cat box?
Okay, but I hope that clears things up. Like, I really don't want to see like us attacking the guy.
No, absolutely.
Until like we're the end, until the end of the comic, because I think we'd be able to see his whole metamorphosis. And if he's still this terrible, then all bets are off. We can like tear open his anus. Okay?
No, we still. I don't think we should still do that. I think we should understand.
I used to have a comic that was just as terrible, if not more terrible than this, and I'm never showing you guys.
I mean like if he gets really, really bad.
Yeah.
Because like this is dumb,
You mean
but this is bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Once it gets offensive, then we can start to pick it apart.
Yeah. But we're just having a good time here.
Yeah.
If he becomes Leoian.
I'm just going to say the last thing about this whole matter, unless either of you have anything you want to add here at the before we continue.
Okay.
Okay. The thing is that, and this is something that a lot of people have actually, accused me for. I have nothing against I have something against Leoian. I am not too fond of David Hopkins, and Dave Chung disturbs me. That's all. That's really all. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I love doing this. I love just sitting down and having fun with super terrible comics. I am thankful. I am legit happy that these shitty comics exists. So I am happy that these people are making what they're making. People have been accusing me of this. I would never ask people to stop making a webcomic. Never. Fucking ever will I ask that. And people, I don't want anyone to think that we're just shitting on this, not knowing how much work is going into this or anything. We are well aware, as Soraya just put it, she has made a terrible comic herself. I don't know, I haven't read it, but we
don't read it, please.
but
Rachel hates you.
Riser's talking. Come on.
Yeah, but like, fact of the matter is that we have nothing against the author of this, and unless he makes something offensive, neither will we. I can imagine. I can't speak for you guys, but that's at least how I feel, and we need to kind of get this out there. It might seem that we're just tearing someone's hard work apart, and maybe we are, but we're doing it in a good spirit. We're not doing this to be scornful. We're not doing this to hurt anyone. We're just doing it for laughs. Same reason why you watch fucking Twilight and you riff on that. It's not to be a dick. It's just to have fun.
Don't make me talk about the ending.
Yeah, nothing. For me personally, nothing speaks more loudly than someone who starts off bad but becomes excellent later, because it shows that anyone can become excellent in time if they try.
Yeah.
Very true. I haven't said anything, so let me just point out that I agree with them.
Okay.
Sweet.
Okay. Time to continue on and make some dick jokes.
Yay!
How about the USB?
And I'm ready to roll over my enemies. Feel the power, baby, just move back. Victory's mine, 'cause I got the fight, will, hustle, kill. Raise the wall, join you, who's
Sweet baby Jesus, why the fuck did I ever think this was a good idea? Okay, to recap, Phil here is living with Kate, who is a cat girl who has the ability to kill people through super shitty MMOs. They also live together with a sentient talking penguin, Pen, whose only goal is to kill Phil for no explainable reason. He is, however, not the only one who's out to murder Phil, as two are seemingly a guy called Shiden and his own brother, who seemingly both send killer Chobit robots out to kill Phil.
I realize it sounds extra dumb when you say it out loud.
It should also be mentioned that this is all taking part in a comic in which over half of the pages thus far have not had any importance whatsoever, that the comic steals inspiration and tropes from manga and other webcomics all over the place, and has about as reliable and consistent a continuity as a fever dream.
And is about as enjoyable to experience.
Before we move on, I think there's something that's important to mention that I haven't properly addressed. Now, the site that is hosting Yosh is a mess. This much we established in the former episode. Pressing a page if you're not on anything but a PC will make the comic jump all over the place at random. It cannot be read on Chrome half of the time, and if you try your luck with Firefox, it's janky at best and will many times need to be refreshed for you to get the actual page you're looking for. But fine, setting up web pages is super hard to do, so fair enough. But it's not that hard to make it look interesting. I mean, here's Les Linders, here's UberQuest, and here's Project 60 and Rascals. Holy shit, you two are next on my list, so help me God. And here's Josh. Wow. Doesn't it just hype you up? Doesn't it just make you go, yeah, let's read a fucking comic? It's just a gradient effect even a 12-year-old could make with Photoshop. And it's just nothing, you know? It tells us nothing about the comic, its themes, its setting, anything. Les Linders had the farm and sky. UberQuest looked like an epic tome. Project 06 is a cityscape, which makes me think it'll be like a cop/agent thing. And Rascals has this mesh that's somehow not too bad on the eyes. And then we got Yosh, it's just like it's sucking you into a dark pit.
Nothing gets you hyped for a comic like getting sucked into a black hole.
We continue where we left off with Phil seeing something and asking if that's Alix. And he's not just wrong once, he's wrong twice. And yes, this is actually possible. Because not only is this not a guy called Alix, it's a guy called Vash the goddamn Stampede from Trigun. Like, straight up. And even in this comic's own universe, it's not Vash either, but a dude who calls himself Dark Lord. And he's calling himself that without snickering or anything. Anyway, Vash the Stampede uppercuts Phil here about 100 yards away, and Phil just brushes it off, and it seems like this is a normal thing, as Kate and Phil are just talking about it as of such. The next day, I guess Phil and Darklord are going somewhere where Darklord needs to drive them. Here Darklord meets Mio, who apparently sets fire to Darklord's shoulder.
Trust me, I didn't skip anything, you're as clueless as me.
They arrive to the convention center, cause remember the only thing these guys ever do is talk about Pepsi or Jello and go to cons. There's no hints as to how Darklord gave them a lift or anything, and even though we clearly see both Phil, Mio and Kate in street clothes, the very next frame they are cosplaying as characters from Naruto, pulling off poses that seems like it has taken a grand total of 4 minutes to come up with. To this, Darklord says, "You people are freaks," despite he himself being in an almost picture-perfect Vash the Stampede costume. On the next page, Phil's brother Ethan is declaring his misfortune of being dressed up as Kiba from Naruto. That's until he gets super glummed by a girl who has such a big boner for Kiba that she fucks up the natural order of how one is supposed to read a comic.
Seriously, is that how people are at cons? You wear a costume and it just invites people to just body slam you into the ground? Well, if you dress up as a character from Boku no Pico, you might just deserve it.
Time for yet another inconsistency of the writing. Before, when doing the super shitty poses outside the con center, Kate is packing away her ears, and in turn says that it hurts to hide them. Phil then seemed to remember that if that was the case, he wouldn't be able to do this here scene, and so he just, forgot that it was ever a thing. This enables this dude here to shit all over Kate because she has cat ears. As a result, Phil grabs a Dragon Slayer sword and whacks the dude upside down the head. I'm pretty sure that carrying an actually this heavy weapon around at a con is against the rules, but then again, the earlier con had a real-life chocobo.
Oh right, I almost forgot.
Real life.
Time for yet another page that makes jack shit absolutely no sense, as Miu is walking around worrying if Tom shows up, cause you gotta remember that Miu's only character trait is that she loves Tom. Then a kid spots her and seems to be about to admire her cosplay even further, so Miu decides to run in a panic over to a place where Philip can draw Mr. Kimura some more, cause I guess he's pretty good at drawing him. Miu flips out and runs away crying cause... Nah. Some people see Miu running away and it seems like they have some sort of beef with Tom and thus wants to put Miu in danger to get to him. This plan is not just super dumb, cause unless Tom is actually here, how the heck would he know she was in danger? But it's downright retarded as they don't put Miu in danger. They grab her and are somehow able to alter her memory, and I'll spoil a little and tell you, this doesn't in fact not put her in danger in any way. The dude, however, is shocked because Miu is crying, which is a thing he should be able to notice Miu being able to do way earlier when she was being spotted by them crying her eyes out. Anyway, once again I'm in a situation that only really hits me with this comic, in which I got no fucking clue what's going on. It seems like the two chicks from the Chili's, Nami and we haven't heard the other girl's name yet, sees this entire thing going on and then decide they need to contact Tom because Miu is like a sister to them.
Yet you just watched as this dude attacked her. You're shitty sisters, aren't you?
And also, was this the guy's plan to do this in front of the shitty sisters? How would he know they were related to Miu? And if it wasn't a plan to do this in front of them so they could then contact Tom for assistance, which how the hell would they even be able to do that? What was the plan in the first place? Anyway, we move back to Phil, who's changing his clothes and is then joined by Trash the Stampede here, who apparently knocked a girl out in the artist alley just from calling him Shino. Two things here. Just cause you yourself reference how much you look like the thing you're stealing inspiration from doesn't make it okay. And two, you punched a girl the fuck out cause she said you looked like an anime character. Since when is it alright to knock the shit out of someone just for stating the obvious?
なぜだなぜ来ない下はまたボディだと
Phil doesn't really reply to Dark Lord's knocking an innocent girl out and instead says he's going to go with Kate out and eat with the cast from Azumanga Daioh. Dark Lord says he'll return to the hotel and then he stumbles into this villainous guy from earlier who refers to him as Dark Lord. Yep, they're really taking this name serious. I've been calling him this just to ridicule him, but nope, they're actually rolling with it. And wouldn't you know it, reptilian irises too. Get it? He's cool, guys. Really, he's cool. Anyway, the Duke and Dark Lord talk cause the dude wants Dark Lord to work for him, but Dark Lord refuses to take it. That's when what I can only assume is a naked girl comes up and embraces the dude from behind and says, "I'll take care of the kid for you, Dark Lord." The dude is first frightened it seems, but then asks her out for coffee and then pulls up the dumbest thing in the whole world, an anti-evil grenade.
That doesn't seem to affect him at all. You know, the guy who wanted to use an innocent bystander just to get to his arch nemesis? Also, how the fuck does a grenade of all things decide who's evil and who's not?
I guess horns are the deciding factor in this, no matter how idiotic that is. In the meantime, Phil and Kate bumps into the girl who was with the dude, I guess, cause for some reason she's now decided to, instead of having her hair in a bun, instead having it hanging loose. These characters has about as much consistency as the story itself. The girl explains that the guy and her are engaged in an arranged marriage, and that she fell in love with him at first sight. She also says that he always liked to joke around, and we get this text while we see a katana of all things.
Ah, yes. He would always stab people with a katana just for fun. That little rascal.
Also, in case you haven't caught it yet, we have just gotten a backstory for a character we don't even fucking know the name of yet. This is so backwards a way of telling a story that I'm actually more impressed than anything. Anyway, now it's as good a time as any to introduce a new counter gag, because you guys loved it so much in the Les Linders review. I'm gonna add a counter for every time I can't tell what is going on, which is a death sin when it comes to a comic. And we can add one more to the counter now, cause what the shit is going on here? Flora standing here getting the world's smallest potted plant dropped on her head, or what the fuck? And the next frame is the girl who now looks nothing like she did before, saying that is Shiso, who we can only assume is the evil dude who's fighting Trash the Stampede. And furthermore, Pen is telling us that this girl is Naoko, as if we'd been pestering Philip to know her name.
When the fuck is it our fault? You can't fucking introduce your characters to save your own fucking life.
Anyway, next page we Jesus fucking Christ, girl! Shave, girl! Shave! Jesus Christ. Anyway, Miss Harry Bush here gets sent on her ass from the anti-evil grenade that Shiso had in his hand. Our heroes walk up to where the fight is going on, and Shiso stops his fighting because Naoko comes and grabs his hand, cause apparently this murderous ninja needs his freaking nap. Anyway, Pen spots Nekoni that's now just suddenly here, and Nekoni can now also just talk apparently. Why? How? And if animals can just talk, why is it such a big deal that humans get turned into animals? Isn't it basically the same? Anyway, Nekoni and Pen know each other, and we see that Mio is addressing Kate as, well, Kate instead of One-chan. And then we see Nekoni becoming Nick Nocturne's avatar with the extra eyes closed, I guess. Either way, it's an addition to the counter. And we finish the strip up with seeing Ethan being tied up, probably about to get raped.
Cause it's so hilarious when it happens to a guy, isn't it?
Anyway, they go to the hotel and Pen is breaking the fourth wall again, cause I guess that's supposed to be cute or funny, but really it just feels like the comic thinks we're retards. And then Trash the Stampede opens a gate to the Netherrealm.
Hello? Yeah, is this the comic? Yeah? Hello, what the fuck?
What the fuck is this shit now? Why the fuck is Trash the Stampede now suddenly able to open a gate to the Netherrealm? And okay, I'm gonna go a little behind the curtain and say that this is something we'll get to see more of in the comic. You know, straight up magical shit. But this is how they introduce it? By just having a portal to another dimension open up and no one reacting to it, but instead treat it like it's the most normal shit ever?
Shut up with the noise! Goddamn ruffians.
So they move to the hotel and apparently Phil is applying ice to his groin. Why? Did they just have really vigorous sex? Beats the shit out of me. They check into their hotel room and Phil goes out to enjoy the view on the balcony and holy shit, Jesus, take the wheel! So I've been trying my hardest not to shit on the art except for when I cannot tell what's going on. I get that Philip is first starting out here and you only really get better by drawing by doing it. While a story you can think over several times before you put it out there. But Jesus! What, they're just out in the sticks with this hotel? There's only those two buildings in the horizon in the middle of fucking Florida? Anyway, Phil turns to address Kate and now sees she's in a kimono for no fucking reason. Of course, Phil is dumbstruck by Kate's beauty and instead of, enjoying the view with the girl he invited out there, he's instead going to go and get a Pepsi.
Have you noticed how Phil seems to like a specific sugary soft drink? Yeah, me neither.
We see Mio going into her room where Pen lies in wait, I guess, and he now just knows what has happened to Mio. And I don't mean he has an idea of what happened. No, I mean he knows everything down to every last detail. And okay, maybe Pen is just super smart. Like, maybe he's secretly a world-class detective. Let's look at all the things that Mio has said and done since this whole thing happened that can clue Pen in on this up to now. Seriously? And before you say that Pen saw the whole thing, the comic actively shows you that Pen was with Phil and Kate. So this is just for plot convenience. Well, fuck me. On the next page, Nami, yep, I forgot her name too, and this other chick appears in Phil's room, and did Nami really need that big a voice bubble? Or Kate for that matter? See, this is the exact thing I talked about in Lackadaisy. So, Nami and the other girl are just somehow able to piece together exactly what's going on as they convey it all to Phil and Kate while Kate is adjusting her breasts? That's... Couldn't you have done that in private? I don't adjust my dick when it's brushing against my knee in public either.
Not very often.
Anyway, a hellmouth opens up yet again and out comes Trash the Stampede with Tom, cause Tom was apparently lost in the fucking parking lot. Why? Who cares? So Kate questions Tom about what's going on, and Tom explains that they have some sort of rivalry going on because Shiso thinks Tom stole his family's honor. His family's. As in this motherfucker is part of several families. Little did we know that Shiso's full name was Shiso Smith Johnson Williams Brown Jones Miller David Garcia Rodriguez Wilson Martinez Anderson Taylor Thomas Hernandez Moore Unizuka Martin Jackson. The strip finishes off with Phil thinking he's funny by saying, "You know what I just realized? Tom's a ninja." This would be funny if... No, scratch that, it still wouldn't be funny, but it'd be less pathetic if it wasn't because you straight up addressed him as Ninja Tom the second time we fucking saw him. On the next page, Kate says she'll change cause she's not even wearing her kimono right. Then what the fuck was the point of wearing it in the first place? So Nami and Toyoko, what? Here decided that they'll go find Mio and Tom for some odd reason, then follows up with saying, "And I hear that Naoko is a talented priestess." That has nothing to do with anything! And this is a reoccurring thing. Many times 2 or more people will just have conversations with themselves to each other.
Also, you think this is the first and only time it has happened? Cue the music.
Everyone's about to leave to go and find Mio, but are interrupted when this squid kid from Splatoon comes up to them. It turns out that the squid kid is actually Mio who wants to know where Tom is. Nami and Toyoko talk about how they should help Mio get back her old personality, and then out of fucking left field comes Shiden. And it's painfully obvious that they're in the same fucking hallway as Phil, yet Shiden doesn't command the Chobit ripoffs to kill Phil until much later when Nami has helped Phil flee. No explanation why though, but I guess it wouldn't be a Gary Stu if someone didn't just spontaneously fall for the literal self-insert character for no real reason, now would it?
The Bang Master!
No! On the next page... Whoa, okay, wait, hold up, I think I actually just skipped a page. Nope, this is the next one, okay. Okay, Shiso is standing looking... weird, and some black silhouette is falling down behind him. What the fuck? Maybe we'll find some information on the next... Nope. Here we have Naoko chilling inside some purple miasma with Trash the Stampede and Miss Harry Bush. The next page... Jesus Christ, the next page. I implore you, I challenge you to tell me what the fuck is going on. It took me and some friends almost 10 full minutes to decipher this freaking page alone. And before you ask, no, it's not just these two being locked in a cage match. Shiso is ready! No, it actually turns out this is a freaking ballroom that the hotel has, and Shiso is actually wielding some sort of bladed weapon on his hand that he shoots at Tom as he's jumping over. But if he's first equipping the weapon now, why was Tom falling over earlier? Did he just slip on this spider web that is apparently supposed to be a fucking floor? Okay, so there's a filler page where some manager of the hotel kills one of his employees because he spotted ninjas fighting. And then there's this page that has Shiso telling Tom to give him what he wants. But isn't what you want to restore the honor of your families? The fuck's he supposed to give you? A pest dispenser that shoots out honor, or what the fuck do you want? We cut to Nama and Phil, who's fleeing from Shiden and to Yoko, into the ballroom where Tom and Shiso are fighting, and why the fuck are Shiso and Tom so much bigger than the others? What follows is some of the most inept storytelling I can think of in recent memory. The way they get Miu back to her old self is by giving her the Asumanga Daio manga, and I'm going to show you the entirety of her transformation back to normal. Nope. This is not me who forgotten to show you more. The transformation scene is just this. 1 voice bubble and 6 words. One of such words are spelled wrong.
Fucking hell! When The Simpsons did the same thing, it was a freaking joke, and these guys are just rolling with it.
Must destroy mankind. Ooh, lunchtime.
So afterwards, Shiso taunts Tom, who is down for the count, with how easy he was to knock out, but then Tom retaliates by kicking Shiso in the jaw, and then he proceeds to do what every guy who thinks he's tough after he's been knocked out does. Pretending to do it on purpose. Bitch, we know you weren't just playing, cause you had no idea that Miu was gonna show up, or that she could just be cured by a dumb manga. Anyway, Kate asks, what was her name? Naoko? Kate asks Naoko if Shiso is okay, to which Naoko, the dude's fiance, replies, nope, he's dead.
I beg your pardon? No, I saw it, I'm just, What?
So, Shiso is dead, and to add insult to injury, Naoko adds, he's fine. He's dead! He's the furthest thing away from being fine that you can possibly be. This isn't a he needs some milk thing.
Whoa! Oh! He needs some milk!
That guy's hurt.
No, he's dead! Now, I know. I'm not an idiot. The way this is supposed to be read is he okay? Nope, he's dead. Really? He's fine. As in that Naoko is just pulling Kate's leg. But the way the voice bubbles are set up, and with how Naoko seems to have no facial expression, it's impossible to determine that that's the case. Plus, we've reached the point now where the comic sucking is more frequent than it not doing it. That her saying that he's fine despite him being dead is more likely than her actually making a joke. Especially cause it's a fucking fiance who got knocked the fuck out. How can you joke at a time like this? Anyway, we continue and oh sweet Jesus. Oh sweet baby Christ, you forgot and remembered the same thing on the same strip? You forgot that Tom was bleeding? Had it been a slight continuity error where he'd been bleeding on one page and then not on the other, then fine, that happens to the best of them. But not on the same fucking goddamn page!
Even fucking Leoyan remembered drawing when someone got hurt.
So, despite having knocked out / killed Shiso, Tom now decides to explain his innocence to him. As in, he's explaining his innocence to a guy who can't hear him cause either he's knocked out or he's dead. He explained that 5 years ago when he was taking his final ninja school examination mission, he and his observers got ambushed by some bad guys. Gee, this doesn't sound like fucking Naruto at all. Anyway, they get attacked and everyone besides Tom, even Carrot Top's retarded cousin here, got killed and something was stolen. It was Shiso's clan's job to guard the secret MacGuffin, and the only info they had on the attacker, that's now a single attacker when it before was multiple, is that he wasn't Japanese. Tom then explains that he's going to return to Japan with Shiso and Naoko, and for some odd reason, Miu is exclaiming, "Yay, vacation!" despite no one inviting her. So Phil and Kate see the three off as they walk into the most starry sky you've ever seen in your life. And this arc, I guess, finishes off with Miu pondering what Phil thinks of her, cause she's now in love with him, I guess.
The Bang Master!
No!
Ah, fuck. Gotta fill out some more time before we can stop for this time.
The next strip is a Halloween strip where Flora is jutzing around with panties on her head, cause I guess that's endearing and not at all a thing from Chobits. The next picture is an inside joke which are super good to put online, cause that doesn't alienate people at all.
Hey guys! Titty sprinkles! Ah, you won't get it, but you will! Ah, You motherfucker!
The next page is what I can best describe as a fever dream, cause it's just Phil sitting at a computer. Pen comes walking up with a hammer and whacks him in the head with it while exclaiming Jello. And then we see Kate coming home to Phil where he's A-OK. And the next page doesn't exactly help shedding any more light on this, as it's just Phil being woken up by Kate, and then Ethan is at the door looking ragged and beaten, plus covered in lipstick, assumingly raped at the con. But hey, again, it's funny when it happens to a guy, right? Anyway, the next strip is this weird redrawn page, and to be fair, this looks several magnitudes better than the original stuff. But there's still clear errors, especially with the last frame where it just looks like the letter is flying in free air, and Phil is almost not tall enough to look over the fucking table.
Hey, if it's redrawn, I'm not bound by my own sentimental rules and I can make fun of it as much as I want.
The letter is sent by this dude called Josephus, and it's calling out Kate to somewhere where they have a talk and... The fuck is that? Is that a monster arm dick? Look at where it's coming from. Look at the angle. This shit is coming from his groin. What the fuck? So, what? When he gets a spontaneous erection, does he then just end up shoryukening himself? Is every time he masturbates considered a hand job? Don't you just hate it when your morning wood slaps you in the face? Heck, this dude here should hook up with Miss Harry Bush, cause she too doesn't seem to shave. Then if those two are going to have sex, he can say, let's shake on it. Despite not wanting to, I guess we have to move on. So, Josephus wants to make things right and reclaim what they lost, and he asks Kate to come with him so he can show her exactly what he wants to offer before she starts her new life. On the next page, I guess Phil just said fuck it and didn't want to draw a background, so instead we get this pitch black void. Kate asked Josephus why he's wearing a cloak, and he answered that he wasn't as lucky as to just have gotten ears like Kate, completely forgetting the tiger stripe she has, the tail, and a nose. But oh well. Anyway, apparently Phil has followed Kate to wherever this is going on, thinking to himself, this looks like some sort of evil plot thing. And instead of, calling Kate, he decides to go get her. Furthermore, the idiot who had no sense of danger or seriousness earlier is somehow able to pick up on this being an evil plot, and Kate isn't? Anyway, someone comes up behind him and gags him with some red cloth, I think, but this more or less just looks like he's giving him the makeup to look like the Joker.
You wanna know how I got this scarf?
Further down on the page, we see that Kate is being told to follow Josephus' assistant who'll drive Kate to where they're going. Before going, however, Kate thanks Josephus while looking at him, which, due to how shitty this page is set up, would make her look at Josephus holding up the gagged Phil, saying out loud how he's going to use Phil as a bargaining chip to get Kate to give in to his demands.
Show stuff! I mean, how is this something I need to explain? If you don't want people to assume that Kate is thanking a dude who's kidnapping her potential lover right in front of her, you might want to show how that's not what is happening. God fucking damn!
On the next page we see Toyoko and Nami out and about to kill Phil again, despite both of them knowing that Nami has the hots for Phil.
The Bang Master!
No! They are somehow able to just walk right into Phil's house where Pen is sitting eating jello in what looks like a completely empty room. What? Did Pen just sell all the furniture to get jello? And trust me, this isn't as far-fetched as it sounds, cause at this point, I'm downright certain that Pen is just straight up an addict, and jello is just slang for drugs. And as if to emphasize this, Nami does the most unethical thing in the world and manipulates Pen through his addiction to help them locate Phil.
Jeez, Pen is really desperate. I half imagine him just sitting on the street with a cardboard sign saying he'll suck dick for jello.
So, the way they intend to find Phil is through the help of Pen's old protege. And before we move on, credit where it's due. Pen using his beak to call is actually pretty clever and cute. But of course, we can't have nice things, and it turns out that Pen's protege is Trash the Stampede, who's now German for some reason. Trash shows up and decides to... I don't fucking know. I think he's using his stand, which is a sperm sprite from Oglaf, to look at the letter and find something out. What? He'll just read it super good? Does he have Star Platinum Vision or some shit? Oh my god. Yep, we're introducing a new segment on the Webcomic Relief called What's in the Cat Box, which is just me reviewing different cat box comics. And you guys know there's a lot of them and there's a lot of stuff to talk about. This episode is sponsored by a bunch of amazing people, and it's thanks to these amazing people that I was able to get myself a new chair that doesn't squeak and crack at every fucking twist I do with my body. So really, thanks to you guys for really helping, like new microphone, new light setup, new chair. What will be the next thing that can improve the show? Maybe a new camera? We'll have to see. First of all, we got Olivier Lardsky, who is pushing a comic called Jandor, which is a sci-fi fantasy comic. If you haven't checked it out yet, go check it out, because the very first frame of the very first page just pulls you in immediately. Soulblader. Soulblader is working on Tears of the Fallen, a comic that will come up sometime in the future. It is very manga and anime inspired, and just hearing what this guy is doing with the inspiration he's taking from different places is astounding. I can't wait for it to really get to see this thing in the works. Nana Newcomb. Nana is back better than ever with her webcomic known as Blackbird, which is an adult superhero comic. And I have never seen an author / artist remove the protagonist armor this much from her protagonist. This girl gets fucked up. You can find the link for the comic in the description. Alix J. Alix J is working on Dev's My Bitch, a workplace comic about Grim Reapers. What goes on in the job of a Grim Reaper? Find out soon. Next up we got Shiv. Shiv is working on Key to My Heart, which is a lovely, heartwarming comic about romance, and it doesn't, you know, fall into the usual traps that you'll find in other romance comics. It's cute, it's adorable, go check it out. CloudyDaze. Cloudy has a working computer and is currently animating, and while he's doing that, he wants to remind everybody that Anarchy Dreamers is pushing for the next Kickstarter to publish issue 2. Go check it out. Shane Asher. Did you like the picture of Pen sitting on the street corner with a sign that says that he'll suck dick for Jello? Well, that was made by Shane, and Shane is also working on a webcomic known as Fraser, which is a superhero furry comic. Really, go check it out. Nights to Dreams. Nights to Dreams is working on Fractures. There is no heartache like losing those you hold so close. Through determination and recklessness, DeLorean will do all he can to prevent losing his only friend, even if it means losing himself along the way. Scott Fraser. Scott Fraser is working on Star Warriors. Have you ever wondered what happened beyond death? Ever thought that you could have the power to make a dream come true? Follow Esmeralda as she discovers that beyond life, she can serve a divine cause and save the universe. It updates every Friday. Nick Nocturne. Nick is working on my favorite YouTube channel on all of YouTube called Nightmind, which is a site dedicated to reviewing and analyzing different horror things that you can find online. And it has never gotten this big as it is now. Go check it out if you need some spooks. Agent Cheshire. Agent Cheshire has his or her heart in the right place. Instead of pushing a comic or anything, he or she wants me to push one of his or her friends that is currently making commissions to keep her fucking home. Go check out these commissions that I'll be throwing a link to in the description. I myself am going to throw some money in this person's direction because the art is adorable and, well, you gotta help out where you can, right? Jake Springhorn. Now that you have seen what you shouldn't do in a furry comic, go check out Jake Springhorn's comic, The Drifter, to find out what you should do. This comic is very interesting and very mature, so go check it out. Angel Povedano Ruiz. Angel is working on Destined Flames, and he is also the amazing mastermind who created the What's in the Cat Box logo that we will be using from now on. He's working on Destined Flames and you can read it on Tabtastic. It's very colorful and it has a bunch of energy. Go check it out. And last but not least, we got Nicolette Knudsen, Jay Lee, Brittany Williamson, Alistair Vane, Kawai Lee, Ghostlight Studios, Lizzie Shiro, Gage, Zachary Seligson, Shannon TJ, and Vivid Publishing. If you want to help the show and help me get more and better equipment than I have now, you can do so by pledging some money on the Patreon. You will not be paying a monthly fee, you will be paying for every time I put up a video. So you're not paying for me just sitting around on my ass. You can pledge any amount of money that you want, you don't have to, but it makes me able to improve my show with every episode. And I'm really happy that I'm seeing comments where you guys are saying that you are seeing these improvements. And it's all thanks to these amazing people. So if you want to pitch in a little, you can do so on the Patreon. Just go to www.patreon.com/Riser with 2 eyes. And if you don't want to pledge any money, well, you don't have to. At least think about throwing a like on this thing, subscribing to the channel, and maybe leave a comment or something. And if that's not too much to ask for, I would also like to ask that you share this video with your friends. If you don't want to do that, well, at least thank you for watching till the end, and I'll see you guys in the next webcomic relief, or maybe even in the next Yosh stream. Who knows? I'll see you guys. Take care. Bye bye.